My name is Nancy. Thanks for reading. I don't know much about the world outside. I learned about it from watching TV as a child. It showed me animals that lived in the wild, scenery I had never seen before, and the daily lives of people who spoke different languages. I was brave enough to study abroad while I was in college because I wanted to get a closer look at this strange world. That's where I found the unknown world I was looking for. People's lives were going well, even though they spoke a different language. There were many animals and beautiful scenery to see. I want other people to feel this wonder too, so I thought I had a job at a tour agency. I was in charge of planning tours for the group I worked for. I was able to handle everything from site checks to negotiations thanks to what I learned while studying abroad. Even though my life was very busy, and didn't forget about my personal life. Daniel and I got married a few years ago. We met at work. Work and family life were going well for me until something came up. It was with Barbara, my wife's mom. Barbara is a housewife who thinks that after getting married, women should stay at home. I don't disagree with her point of view, but I believe that thought is out of date. Even though I told her that, she said, "Isn't it a woman's job to take care of Daniel? In what way does that bother you?" What though? What are you saying as Daniel's wife? No. In the end, Barbara didn't get that I didn't want her to tell me what to think. I couldn't keep living with Barbara like this, so I told Daniel he should buy a house. The way people see us might change after we buy a house. Daniel decided to buy a house right away after hearing that. That's how I didn't have to live with Barbara. But the story didn't end there. Barbara began to come over more often after we bought the house. She would come over every weekend and make noise with Daniel. She didn't care for her husband, Anthony, of course. "Barbara, can I leave Anthony alone? He's not a kid. He can handle it. Wasn't it a woman's job to take care of her husband?" I wanted to answer, but I thought it would start a fight, so I didn't. Then Barbara, who had been making a lot of noise with Daniel, started talking to someone else. I forgot to say that next week I'm going on a trip. Be careful, please. What do you mean, Nancy? You're also coming. But it's so sudden. Are you not going to go on the trip with the family as Daniel's wife? But there's also work to do. We're going on vacation with our family. Aren't our in-laws family to you? That's not what I mean. Then make it happen. Yes. Even though I couldn't answer, that was still the best part. When Barbara saw that I was upset, she said in a mean voice, and booked the hotel. I should always brag about working at a travel agency, right? I'm not bragging, so you can do it, right? Where do we want to go? England? London? Where is London? I went to school abroad. I still know a lot of people there. It might be difficult for other countries or regions, but maybe I can manage London. All right, I'll try. I already have my plane tickets, so all you have to do is book the room. You booked the flight, but not the hotel. I bought the tickets. I got them. I bought first-class tickets with my card points. Barbara made a face. From her happiness, it looked like it was true. Then I saw stacks of brand-name items on the couch. I see. Yes, I get it. When Daniel heard first class, he leaned in. Being first class. Are you sure, Mom? Yes, it's a first-class trip to another country. Very cool. We're leaving at 9:30 p.m., so you have time to work until the very end. Barbara's smile was still there. It seems strange, but there's no reason to lie about going on vacation. But it's so sudden. I need to book the hotel properly or she'll be mad. It might not be easy to find a room. After giving it some thought, I chose to get a hotel recommendation from people I knew when I studied abroad. "Can you do it at Nancy's request?" I asked over the phone. "Sure. There are 2 rooms for 4 people." "Thank you." With that, I was able to book the room. Then I forgot to take the day off for the trip because I had to go so quickly. That's why I worked. Barb told me to meet her at the airport at 6 p.m., so I should be able to make it if I finish work soon. That's what I thought when Barbara called all of a sudden. Hello, Barbara. Nancy, are you done with work? I'm just leaving the office now, so I'll be at the airport after 6 o'clock p.m. Oh, that's too bad, huh? Well, we're actually leaving at 6 o'clock p.m. Oh, no way. I ran back to my desk quickly. I used my computer to look up the trip times. Come on, London. That flight I heard about at 9:30 p.m., I found it, but there was also one that left after 6 o'clock p.m. Could it be this flight after 6 p.m.? Yes. So the family is going without you. What about Anthony if you leave me behind? You should really be sick. I was very angry. How could she have planned so well to leave me out? Not forgivable. Barbara would benefit from seeing how angry I am, though. Even though it meant putting on a brave face, I had to hide how I felt. Barb, I clenched my teeth and told her. I booked the hotel, so Daniel knows the name of the hotel. Now there's nothing you can do. Barb laughed on the other end of the line. I was angry, so I told them, go without me. I like that better. Our family doesn't need a wife like you. Not useful. How do you mean? Do you not know? Because of work, you don't do your chores. Daniel is not happy. I do have a lot of work to do, but I've never skipped doing my housework. Why would Daniel be upset? Can I speak to Daniel? Sure. Nancy wants to talk. Daniel's voice came after Barbara's mocking one. Hi there. What's up, Nancy? Daniel, what do you mean you're upset with me? Just that you're always at work and neglecting me. Do you mean neglect? I clean, cook, and do laundry. You think you're taking care of everything yourself, right? Not true. Don't you think you should treat me better? Listen to me and do things for me. I know that a wife who helps her husband is appreciated. The husband likes it, but that's not the only thing that makes a marriage work. I never say bad things about Daniel in public. I only praise him, not when there are only two of us. But we need to say what we think when we're by ourselves. If I didn't, our relationship would end, and Daniel would have me as his helper. Still, he kept whining about me. So you think you can act all high and mighty because you earn more? Not at all. In any case, that bothers me. You're leaving me behind for that. Sure, think of it as stress release. Don't worry. I'll bring you a small gift. That's not the point. It was clear that Daniel didn't care about me. I have my own plans, if that's how things are. Okay, have fun on the trip. That's fine. Bye. Daniel was happy when he hung up. I was furious. Because Daniel and Barbara were so selfish, I couldn't stand them. Enjoy your trip without me, but be ready for anything. I won't forgive you, even if you cry and say sorry when you come back. I quickly left the office with my cell phone. Hi there, my name is Nancy. Are you available? I need to talk about which hotel I booked. I had a lot of time now that the trip was over. I'll take care of everything now. I ran around with that drive. After that, I got home that night, tired. The phone rang right then. Hello, Nancy. What were you thinking? Barb was on the other end of the line, and she sounded very angry. I was lying when I knew the reason. Barbara, how is the trip going for you? That's not what we need right now. The hotel won't let us check in. Did you have a reservation? You made the reservation, didn't you? I canceled it because I wasn't going. Huh? Then what? Where are we going to stay tonight? I don't know, Nancy. The angry voice of Barbara could be heard, but she is in London. It's not scary at all that she's mad on the phone. That's tough, not having a room while you're away. You could have anything happen. Huh? You should know that it's not the best place. Wait. Help me. Barbara sounded scared, and then there was a faint noise in the background. There's an empty room. Anthony is trying to make it possible for us to stay there. Daniel's voice was there. Is that true, Daniel? It looks like it'll be fine, you see. Nancy knew about that. The tone of Barbara's voice changed from sad to happy, as if her tears earlier were not real. I heard you, Nancy. I feel bad for you. It didn't go as planned. Because I canceled, the room was free. All of this was part of my plan, though. I had another goal in mind. I was glad there was a spot open. I thought you'd be proud if they canceled our hotel reservation. Didn't you? No, not really. Don't you feel frustrated? If you're mad, you can say so. I just changed my mind and won't be going. Trying to look strong. What a shame. This is typical of Daniel's useless wife. Barbara let out a loud laugh. Then she kept talking about how beautiful the place was and how good the food was, among other things. I finally got tired of listening and quietly hung up the phone. It's likely she didn't even notice. That thought made me smile a little. Anyway, we only have a few more days to go. I got ready and ate dinner. After a few days, Barbara called me again as I was on my way back from somewhere to the station. Hey, Nancy. How are you? What the heck is going on? Not once more. What is wrong with this hotel? What are you talking about? Barbara's story. In short, Anthony was able to get them to stay in the room I had to cancel because of his negotiation skills. The talks that Anthony was having went smoothly. The girls would stay in a room that was left open. The plan was for them to stay for 4 days and check out today, but the hotel charged them £8,000 for their stay. Then what's the matter? It costs £2,000 a night, right? Huh, you'd pay about $2,500 a night for that. It's silly. Does that mean it's for 2 rooms? That's about $1,200 per room. Yes, you did tell Daniel it was $300 per room per night. That means it should be $600 for 2 rooms. Why does it cost 4 times as much? Wow. I was shocked. They stayed there without even seeing how much the rooms cost. Well, I knew this was going to happen, so I set it up that way. Anyway, Barbara's noise on the phone must be annoying other people. I need to make her feel better. Hey, Nancy, can you hear me? Nancy, Barbara, can you be a bit quieter? What made you lie? She's good at blaming others without taking a look at herself. I started to explain to Barbara when I got angry. The $300 rate was because I booked the room. Huh. I asked a friend who runs a hotel because it was very last minute. Someone you know. Yes, a room at their hotel costs about $600 for 2 people. Why then $11,200? That price gets you a really nice room. A friend helped me out. Help me out. Since there were no other rooms available, they set up a nicer one. So, is this the regular price? Barbara is sounding tense. When Barbara told me there wasn't enough time for the trip, I told my friend that any room would do. The only available room was a pricey suite. My friend was kind and gave me a low price. I didn't ask Barbara to leave me behind. I told my friend right away what was going on and got the room canceled. While I couldn't leave Barbara and the others without a place to stay, I did offer to do so at the normal rate if they came. Since Daniel had told Barbara about the hotel, I knew she wouldn't check the price, and I was right. You knew you were supposed to say that. It won't help to yell. Make sure you pay. Nancy, we're not going to pay. You do. But if you don't pay, you'll be arrested. Pinned up. Of course, problems overseas can be a mess. Do you agree with that? Barbara didn't seem to know what to say. Barbara yelled, "Don't mess with me," just as I was hanging up the phone because I thought I had won. This will make you feel bad when I get back. That's fine, but we're strangers now, right? Huh? Why? Well, you said it was a trip with your family. Since I'm not there, I'm not family, right? That's different. Anthony's voice came over the phone before she could finish. Why are you shouting so loudly? Do not talk. It is embarrassing. Anthony, I took advantage of the chance and called out to him. He saw it and replied, "Nancy, are you all right? How is your cold?" "I never had a cold in the first place." "What? Give it to me." Anthony took Barbara's phone. It looked like. His voice got stronger. "Nancy, can you explain everything?" "I can, actually." From the start, I told him everything. His voice got softer over time. "I see. That's why you didn't show up." "I am sorry. I wanted to go." "Don't worry, Nancy. You're not to blame. Daniel and Barbara are there." A whimper could be heard from far away. Anthony's anger seemed to scare Barbara and Daniel. When I thought about this, an idea came to me. Should I explain to Anthony what Barbara has been up to? I believed that. This is why I turned to Anthony. "Anthony, can I tell you something?" "What is it?" "Barbara comes to our house almost every weekend." "I know that. And when she throws away receipts at our place, there are piles of them." "What receipts for brand goods?" "It's fine to buy a lot, but please dispose of the receipts at your place." Barbara wasn't just making a lot of noise at our house. She was also buying brand name items and throwing away the papers to hide them for Anthony. She thought this way she wouldn't get caught. Of course, I'm a witness, so it's pointless. Anthony didn't seem to know, though. "That's interesting to know. Also, tell her to stop talking badly about you at our house." "She talks about me too." "Yes, she does say you don't make much money." "Daniel also says that he is a bad dad." I think. Anything else? Well, I finally let out all of my anger on Anthony. Even though some of it wasn't directly about Anthony, he listened quietly and then said sorry to me at the end. "Sorry about that. I get it now." "Understand what?" "Why Barbara didn't want to use her card to pay for the hotel. Maybe, probably because the cost was much higher than she expected, close to her credit limit." "Sorry about that." That voice was Barbara. "It's not okay that you waste so much money." "Barbara, I want to get a divorce." "Please, don't do that." After Anthony's yelling, Barbara's sad voice came next. He yelled at Daniel too. "Daniel, why don't you defend your wife?" "That's, Please stop coming to my house. Just think about this." "Yes, sir." Daniel seemed incredibly obedient. He probably didn't think it was a big deal that his parents kicked him out of the house. That's when I dealt the last blow. "So, Daniel, it looks like you're going to live alone now, huh?" "What do you mean?" At that moment, Daniel's voice grew louder. He must have taken the phone. I moved my phone out of the way and told him what was going on. "Daniel, I want a divorce. A split up." "Are you kidding me?" "No, I mean it. The house is already gone. You bought it? Why do you not tell me about that?" "That's our home." "No, that's my house. But I also had to pay the bills." "You weren't," I said. "How do you mean?" "Every month, I gave you some of my pay. That was for living costs. I paid the payment myself because a few hundred wasn't enough. With my name on the house, there was no reason to be upset. I decided to get a divorce from Daniel because of this event. I sold the house that made me remember bad times when I lived with him. That means you'll be living by yourself." "Wait, give it some thought." "No, it is set. When I find a place, I'll get in touch with you. After that, I'll send you the written notice." "Notice from the government." "Of course, I'll be asking for money in a split." "Await my arrival." I didn't care that Daniel was crying on the other end. The call ended. After that, Daniel and I got a divorce after talking about it. Anthony actually split up with Barbara too. Barbara didn't get any money in the split because she wasted money, so she was left on her own. I was just kicked out of the room. Daniel was almost broke because he had spent all of his money on useless things, except for the few $100s he gave me every month. He now lives in a rundown flat and takes the bus to work. But Daniel might be doing better than Barbara. With no money or a place to live, Barbara had to get a live-in job. Daniel's place was too small for her. From morning to night, she works hard. It's going well for me. Since I'm single, I have more time on my hands and can handle calls from abroad. A lot of people at work depend on me now, and there have even been rumors of a raise to department head. I'm busy planning new tour packages while I fly around the world today.